This is very bright.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 3. This is third week in a row that we have done our vlog, Renovation Diaries. And you know what happens when you do things 3 times in a row, Catherine?
Consistently? No.
It becomes a habit. We have created a habit. We have created a freaking habit of doing these. And that's the whole point of with this. We're trying to be as consistent as possible. We have updated our set to be... I honestly got some garage lights. It's super bright, so it's like staring.
Are these the ones from the garage? Oh yeah, they.
No. I went to Lowe's just now.
Oh, you did?
I went to Lowe's to pick this. The roads are awful, but I went to Lowe's to pick this stuff up.
Officially almost April 1, and it's snowing here in New Hampshire.
Yeah, we're supposed to get 2 to 3 inches. Right now, it's snowing outside. But it just my feeling was that everything was a little bit too dark too gloomy.
I kind of like the
Dexter,
Hannibal Lecter vibe.
What we are doing is exciting. It needs to be vibrant, and it needs to be exciting.
Vibrant.
And very, very vibrant.
I mean, it wakes you up.
All right, something new that we're going to do this vlog versus all the other ones is that at the end of the episode, what we're going to do is tally up everything that we have spent on this project this week, and in total thus far. I have some notes that I wrote down for that, and my little notebook here, and so we're not including any labor. It's all materials. What this will cost in materials, right?
That's good. Yeah.
And then we'll go through some comments. We'll read some comments, and then that's gonna be, and then we're gonna shut the lights down.
It's gonna get dark.
All right, where do we start?
I don't know. It's cold down here because the wall is open and it's snowing outside.
You guys, if you haven't seen the video yet, go and check the video out first. Basically, it's our episode 2. It's our episode 2 of...
What's happening in episode 2?
Episode 2 is where we're taking the deck down, we're taking the wall down.
Yes, and we did that.
And then we're getting things ready for laying block. First time ever that I'm installing cement block. I am so excited. It's one of those things that I've never done that before, but I kind of welcome the challenge, and I spent 3 days probably on YouTube just looking at all these videos, and thankfully, because we are so rich in
where are you going with this?
We are so rich in terms of friends and followers that we can reach out to. I put out a kind of, hey, does anybody know how to lay block? And a bunch of people in the Future of Trades, our Facebook group, have reached out, and I've just kind of been talking to a couple of them. And I have such a good game plan for this. This thing, if there's ever an earthquake,
we're coming to this corner.
We're literally going to sit in that corner, and and I can already see, and you call this, I can already see people in the comments being like, bro, way overkill. You don't have to do all that stuff. Way overkill.
You can't win, Misha. When are you going to learn? You can never win.
You can't win. It's brutal. Comments are brutal. And you know what? And I hate myself for it because 95% of all the comments are nice. And it's like, as you're reading them, you're like, oh, thank you. And then somebody will say something stupid, and you're
like that mother.
Well, no. It's like, you don't, I don't know. You don't take the thank yous to your heart, but you take the you suck to your heart, which is so I don't know, maybe it's just my insecurities and whatnot.
It would be everyone, it's not just you. And people who act like they aren't bothered are liars. So most people are bothered by it. But yeah, so this looks good so far. I don't really know what's going on here, but it looks good so far.
It didn't fall, so it is okay. Let's talk about the deck itself and why we took it down and all of that stuff. Do you want to talk about that? Do you know why we took the deck down?
Well, I don't think we need to get too much into it, but we took it down. We knew from the beginning it wasn't right. We were told by other people, experts, however you want to call them, that it wasn't right. And then you found out that it sounds like it was attached to this wall that was behind us.
We had a wall, and we had a deck that was attached to the wall.
Which makes sense because it was a step down from the living room. Yeah. It wasn't level with the living room.
We definitely could have detached the deck from the wall, fixed the wall, all that stuff. But
no.
We're replacing our deck anyway, so that's why we.
Yeah, but are those floor joists that's on the deck? What are those called? That go around on the.
deck beam, like the
I don't know.
beams
They were
and stuff.
rotted. They were just like
the deck, like floor joists on the deck. They were toast, not toast. They were
not even.
They were gravy. They were
rice.
They were so bad.
They were couscous.
So either way, the deck was coming down. This summer, we want to rebuild our deck. There's like all this stuff that we want to add to it. It made no sense to save it. The thing was a hazard, and as we were
very sketchy.
As we were taking it up, I was just pulling the boards up. I'm strong, I know that. I'm super.
Calm down.
I bench 275 this week. If I haven't told you
Misha's
yet.
riding this high, going to the gym and benching 275. He's trying to add it into every conversation he can have this week.
I have never done that weight, and then this is the first time I actually went back to the gym in about 6 years that I actually went.
Like you've been to the gym,
but not like consistently. Hey, let me sign
true.
up to the gym. Like sometimes I'll go and just do gym stuff. But but this was the first time that I went, and I'm like, no, not the first time. I signed up. I gave them a 3-month.
I know you got to commit. 3
I know.
months at least.
And this gym is so special. It's a local gym, and the thing straight up looks like it's
a jail gym. I think
like
we said this already.
A jail gym or like
looks like a jail gym.
Like,
but it's good people, good
amazing
ownership,
people.
And that's really I think what makes it special.
It's like if there's a spectrum, Planet Fitness is out here, and this gym is on this side where there is like if you want to slam your weights, you slam your weights. If you want to grunt, you can grunt.
I don't know. I was at Planet Fitness the other day and I heard someone grunting.
That's messed up.
I tried to make not eye contact with him but I was trying to figure out who it was.
That's messed up.
But yeah, so the deck came down. It came down pretty quick. It was a half a day again.
3 hours. Took 3 hours.
Took that load to the dump. You did that today, right?
To the dump. Yep.
And then you started working on the wall. But something happened in the middle. You left.
Of all this stuff?
Of this. Where did you go?
I was missing a glue.
Oh.
I needed extra glue. I went to Lowe's 3 times today.
What sucks is where we live, nothing is like a 5-10 minute. It's usually like a 20 to 30 minute drive. So that kind of stinks when you forget something or need something. It takes a good chunk of your day.
Yeah.
But
we did start the week off with taxes. I don't know if you guys remember that. We talked about it at the end of last video. Mm-hmm. We got that done. And what's different this time versus last, is that we are actually kind of taking a step forward to become more legit. We're getting QuickBooks. we got convinced that we just need to organize all of this stuff because just last experience of going through all this stuff, printing off all our statements, we literally were doing it the worst way possible.
Yeah, very unorganized. Especially for people who say we in some ways, vouch for being be organized, do this with your business, and then that part of it is definitely our weakness.
We
definitely
sucked
our weakness.
at that.
But we got it together. We have a better account. We have accountant, bookkeeping now. It'll be better organized for the future. And
just looking forward to that because now we'll actually be able to see a P&L statement, profit and loss statement. See how
look at you. Look at all your
lingo
and stuff.
The P&L and the bottom line stuff. We'll actually be able to see all that stuff and just organize it, and then at the end kind of review it and be pay taxes.
Well, not even review it. We'll be able to see it more often throughout the year.
Yeah.
Instead of at the end, which is very important.
Definitely very excited about that.
But yeah, we did that. We got our permit back from the basement. So that
what'd they say?
It was really uneventful, which I was they're looks great. But so what I gave them was we gave them SketchUp designs of the basement prior to the original layout of the basement and what we were planning to do. And we added a lot of dimensions into it and labeled a few things where the egress window was, exits. So I may have over-labeled, which was maybe helpful. But yeah, they were looks good. I was okay, that's it. And they're yep.
It's definitely one of those things that if you present it legit.
Yeah, I do think they were okay, they
looks legit.
I mean, they have to come by and check once we hit
once
we hit a certain stage. But yeah, it was very uneventful.
Yeah, if you draw if you give them a paper drawing of your stuff, they'll be all right, what the hell's going on here? But
oh, you think?
100%.
Well, no, I think if someone, it's no matter what you give them, I think it's
presentation.
Yes, it's just the presentation, neat, nice, neat, organized. Then they'll say, okay, these, I'm sure.
Everybody's so always afraid of or nervous about inspectors and pulling permits and things like that. But at the end of the day, they are there to help you out. And I know, like, we ourselves are sometimes are nervous about it. But then, But then once they come by, they're like, hey, this looks good. Hey, maybe adjust this. Like, they're not there. They're not police.
Yeah, they're not there to like get you in trouble. They want this to succeed.
If you did something wrong, they will point it out and they say, hey, can you fix that and kind of redo it the other way? And then you're like, okay, I'll call you tomorrow and you can come by the next day. It's not, especially at least where we live, people are super friendly. So they're there literally to make sure that you're doing all of this the right way. And if you're DIYing your house, you're doing this on your own, and you're a little bit sketched out about what you're doing, and you just watched a bunch of YouTube videos, and you feel like you know what you're doing, but they're there to help you out. They're not there, like, if you did something wrong, they're not going to say, like, all right, give me the deed to your house.
Yeah, you lost it.
You know, so it's not that.
Give me the deed to your house.
Where's the deed? Give me the deed. So don't be afraid of pulling permits, especially in a remodel type of situation. They're going to just help you out. And even if you have questions, I remember last time we pulled a permit, I had a question about something. I called the inspector and I said, hey, what are you looking for when going over this area? And they told me right away, and then I got that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, they're there to help, definitely. At least in our area, we have had good experience with them for sure.
I have this note that I wrote down.
Whoa, slow down.
What?
So then we ordered the windows. We finally ordered my windows. And that was exciting. It wasn't really that exciting. I just went in and signed off. We double checked our measurements here.
Where did we order windows, Catherine?
From Pella. Pella Windows. Not a shout out to them.
No, seriously, it's not a shout out, but Pella.
No, we're not shouting them out.
If you want a Pella.
Mm-mm. They don't deserve a shout out. But my experience at the showroom was great. So, yeah, we ordered those.
Yeah, locally we have a store that actually has one.
So they should take about 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
I'm hoping maybe they'll come in earlier.
Is that what they said?
No. They didn't say anything about that. I'm just hoping they'll be like, hey, they came in early. Like maybe 3 weeks.
Yeah.
But 4 weeks really isn't that bad. And given like what things were, I remember that time where materials were like months. Like I think even to order a couch still, it's like 6 months. Remember when we tried to order a couch for upstairs?
Yeah.
It's like 6 months to a year. Who's planning that far out to get a new couch? Right?
I don't know, planners. Not us.
In a year, we're going to buy a couch. So let's look now. Like,
our kids will destroy a couch in 3 weeks. So our design did change from kind of the OG design for this basement. We were supposed to have a window in the bedroom area, or the bedroom area.
Or the second room. I don't know.
It'll be an area, right? Because it won't be a
there's no closed off area.
This whole baby is going to be open concept. So it did change, and that's why I'm happy we didn't place an order.
I know, prior. You're right, because we had a window in there. Yes, thank you.
The door that we're going to have here, the big sliding door, is going to be 9. Oh, no, not 9.
No, calm down. 8 feet.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's just going to be an 8-foot sliding door, but that's kind of going to be the biggest source of natural light in this entire thing.
But that's kind of where the sun rises in that area, so.
Yeah, actually it does. It rises over there.
Mm-hmm. And sets over in this corner.
I'll set on that side, and you guys have no idea where I'm pointing, so that's very helpful.
Cares?
Yeah. All right. Well, I made an analogy on in my Instagram stories, and people not 100%, it was like 87% agreed with it. Is that I was comparing construction to cooking.
Oh, with your cookbook or you know how to? Oh, yes, I remember this.
Explain it to me.
Well, no.
Let's see if
he's trying to catch me that I didn't watch the full video.
It was a deep 45-second story.
Yeah. No, it was something about like if you know how to cook one thing, or you know how to follow not a cookbook, instructions on cooking, then you could be able to cook anything, kind of thing. I don't know what food you gave.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Essentially.
You tried to catch me, and I didn't want.
No, yeah, you're right. It's
like I'm a really good. I'm better baker than cooker, but I can cook, and I think it's because I can bake.
Yeah.
You are the other way around. I don't know if you know how to bake.
I mean, I am not a baker, right? But I do understand how to mix things. I do understand how to measure things. I do understand how to operate a stove, how to operate like instruments.
The cooking equipment.
If you gave me a recipe, let's say for a cheesecake. If you gave me a recipe for a cheesecake, hold on.
Cheesecakes are hard.
They're actually soft. Got him.
Like you have to fold in eggs. You know how to do that? Show me that. How to fold in eggs.
Like that.
What are you using to do that?
One of those rubber spatula things. Like the rubber.
Wow.
Huh?
Okay.
And if not, I can YouTube how to fold eggs. Here's my point of why I compare it to cooking. You give me a recipe for a cheesecake, I'll be able to bang out a cheesecake. Will it be the best cheesecake in the world? Absolutely not. Because I feel like the secret sauce lays in like a little extra that, or like you know what? It's actually better like 10 more minutes, not 10 more minutes, Jesus, like 35 seconds more, and that's something that like individual people know.
Yes.
But will I be able to make a cheesecake and you taste it and say, oh, it's a cheesecake? 100%. Same thing with construction is once you know how to use a hammer, a saw, a drill, how to read instructions or whatever, like once you know how to do those basic skills, you can get an instruction like this wall and you can go ahead and build that wall. Will I be the best person ever to lay block? 100% no. I've seen people on YouTube over this whole week, not hundreds of hours, whatever, like an hour. All right, I watched like an hour of people laying block. These guys that I was watching were amazing. Like, there's no way that I can do what they're doing. But I know I can do that, but just not at that level. If they're at the 100 percentile, I'm going to be at like the 89 percentile because I have the skills for that. So what I'm saying is like to you guys who are watching this, if you know how to use the tools and things like that, I know it's scary. Like this thing was terrifying to me because I didn't know the instructions. Once I figured out the instructions online, once I reached out to a couple of people and they walked me through, literally as simple as cement. Which type of mortar am I using? And they were like, oh, just go to Lowe's and get the green bag type S. And I'm like, because like I was watching some people, they were mixing things, and I'm like, I don't know. Like they're like, oh, you add some sand, or you get some. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But now like they're like, oh, just go and get type S at Lowe's. I'm like, shit,
duh.
All right, done. And then you mix it, and you just go like this, and then it's done. So it's like, I feel now much more confident about that. And that's why I feel like the analogy makes sense. Because once you have the skills for that stuff, you can figure it out. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of like driving. Once you know how to drive one car, you know how to drive them all.
True. No, seriously. No, it's like if you know how to drive stick, right? Once you learn, like you more or less know how to drive stick, you can go and drive just about any
manual car. Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
I'm driving an 18-wheeler.
Huh?
It's not a car.
But you could figure it out.
Oof.
I don't know. Maybe not.
I'm curious how many people still know how to drive a manual car.
Yeah. All right. What are we doing next week? On my part, what are you doing next week?
I don't know. Nothing. I'm gonna freaking fold some towels and.
Oh jeez, I hit the tripod with my leg. I have really long legs.
We're gonna close up this wall.
We're closing up this wall.
Without the window, which I'm super curious as to how that's gonna happen.
I'm just gonna put a piece of insulation over it, like rigid insulation over it.
Wow, genius.
It's gonna be sick.
Okay, so we're gonna close up this wall, and then I don't know from there. What happens next? We got to figure out all this wiring because it's super sketch. The
next step here is going to be to close up the wall.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm jumping all over the place. Go ahead.
We're going to close up the wall. I'm buying a jackhammer. We have to jackhammer this whole like thing out.
What is that thing called, Misha?
It's a hearth.
It's
like a build-up.
We had our fireplace expert come here today to tell us about our fireplaces upstairs and downstairs, and everything we want to do, we can do, which is so exciting.
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what it is yet. It's really not that big of a deal.
You don't deserve it yet.
What?
Huh?
It's really not that big a deal, but like sometimes I say stuff too soon, and then we change our mind, and then people are going to be like, oh, that's not what you said. But yes, we're great. We're super excited that like the fireplaces are in good condition. We can do what we want to do if we want to.
Downstairs, we're closing it up. That's the goal downstairs.
Yes.
Close it up.
The fireplace down here is not necessarily workable. It could be fixed. It's just not working right now.
It's just an area where we want to have our like kitchenette and kitchen. And it's just not like it's just.
There's minimal wall space.
It's gonna be weird.
So we want to add another wall space to be used. We're not tearing it down. We're just closing it up so that if in the future or maybe way down the line a buyer wants to use it, they can go and use it.
Yeah. So next week we're closing up this wall. We are hoping the electrician comes here and pulls all the electrical out and kind of disconnects the circuit breaker. I'm okay getting zapped like near the I don't
Outlets?
know the outlets or switches, but circuit breaker there's like some high voltage stuff there, and I have no idea what it is, so I never really touched that. It's my own house, so I'm allowed to. Before you guys jump to the comments there.
I don't think enough people watch this to jump to the comments.
Not yet. If you guys are still watching right now, we're at 20 minutes. Comment a melting face emoji. And we will know that you made it this deep. I told Catherine yesterday, I'm like, do you know that there's probably
a dozen? I think you said 5 to 10.
5 to 10 people who watch this all the way through,
and that's
that
very
is so
sweet.
Cool.
That's very sweet.
I've built so many.
Stare at our faces for that long.
I've built so many social media platforms at this point.
Oh, have you?
Oh, I'm a veteran in this stuff, and this has always been my favorite part.
Talking?
No, this part where
growing the hustle.
This is like that infant stage of a platform
where everyone thinks you're cute and loves you.
Where you actually
that's
have
a good analogy. In infant stage, everyone thinks babies are cute. Then you get to a toddler, you're kind of like a punk, and then when you get past 6, like we got upstairs, you're just
yeah. So it's just. Right now,
you didn't like that one.
Right now, if there's 5 or 6 of you who are actually still watching this right now,
we see you and appreciate you.
You're driving, you're doing all this stuff. This is the best part. Once we're hitting 1,000 viewers on YouTube that watch us from start, well, not start finish. I mean, we can't see.
Yeah, we can't see.
But if we see that in 1 week we hit 1,000 views, we'll have a drink. Hopefully that's next week. Hopefully. So we definitely do really, really appreciate that.
You get less views. We're like, screw you.
It's you are not drinking.
Okay, so that's for next week.
We're going to finish the demo here. So we have to strip down a bunch of other framing off the wall and insulation. And then we're going to start laying out our
actual layout. Layout. Because there will be some framing involved. Yeah. We want to try to insulate this a little bit better. Surprisingly, given the age of the house, who came today, they're like, oh, did you guys put that insulation? I was like, no. She's like, wow, that was here, right? I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to do it better.
So, yeah, I was shocked that they even had insulation down here. But, yeah, we're going to do it better. All right.
All right, so that's next week. And we'll make a video and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go over the total. Do you have a comment that you picked out? Come on.
Our comments were so good. This is what you're talking about, the infant stage.
This is awesome.
So this is mostly they're on YouTube. Someone was getting after Jorge. I don't care what Jorge says. I really like and trust your channel. This was Melanie. Thanks, sweetie.
Thank you, Melanie.
I think it's better to do it yourself if at all possible. I've seen for myself and heard from others that the difference in quality is noticeable. This is her again, talking about
Melanie?
whether to do it yourself or hire a contractor.
100%. I mean, even posting the video, I posted that video about the rotten sill and the rotten wall and all that stuff, and I said, I'm going to start over. I'm going to break it all down, rebuild it, do it right. It was one of my most, I don't want to say controversial, but there were so many people in the comments that were like, bro, you're a hack. You have no idea what you're doing. All you have to do is just patch in this and patch in that. After taking that thing down, this would have been awful.
I know.
But somebody would have done that. And as a contractor, I understand a can of worms and all that stuff. But as a homeowner, I'm like, I want to fix this right. And that's exactly what Melanie's talking about.
Melanie.
Thank you.
She's a 23-minute watcher. She's the one that watches it till the end. Someone wrote KO 45 all day. What is KO 45? Is that like a game or something?
KO knockout.
Maybe. He goes 2 to 3 inches a lot. Hey, she said it, not me. Do you not remember me saying that? And you ran over your head. I was hoping you'd catch it because you totally. What were we talking about? It must have been space in here.
It was either the ceiling or micro penises.
No. We must have been talking about something, and you're like, yeah, we're going to have a 2 to 3 extra inches. And I was like, 2 to 3 inches is a lot. And I thought you'd catch it, but you didn't. It went, and you're like, okay. And I'm like, all right.
It was the ceiling, I believe.
We're just going to ride this one out. But that was it. People, nice job. You two are so adorable.
Oh, you are.
Thanks, sweetie.
I like your Shrooms sweatshirt. It's pretty sick.
You like this? Thanks.
Yeah, it's very trendy. That would be so popular in high school right now if you wore
I know.
If you wore that in high school.
I have younger brothers. I feel like they keep me.
All right, let's go over the cost that we are sunk into this basement so far. So last week our total was, we said 700, but we
did forget
to say about this framing that was purchased last week, and that was $75 worth of 2x6s. So last week we were at $775.
You're rounding up?
No, $775.
Okay,
That's
okay,
what it
okay,
was.
okay.
I mean, I'm kind of rounding out to the nearest 10.
Okay.
$10.
Yeah,
but
yeah. Oh,
you
look
did
at you.
you did a $2,000 deposit on the windows.
For the windows. That was a 8-foot slider, an almost
We had 4 little windows.
5-foot window here,
Big
and
boy
then
window.
4 basement windows. This window is actually 2 windows molded together. It means they're manufactured together instead of buying 2 separate ones and putting them together.
It's a super fancy window.
It's really not. I just learned about it like 2 weeks ago.
So that was a $2,000 deposit.
Yep.
Then I spent $503 so far on that wall, which is the block and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's $503. That is, I had some sheathing that I bought for it, like just to cover this up. But that does not include the framing for it just yet. That's probably going to be next week. And then we spent $302 at the dump.
For all the deck, for the deck.
The entire deck and this wall will fit into the trailer.
That was impressive.
That was impressive.
It was
That's
high.
a big trailer.
It was.
That's a 12-foot trailer. That's pretty big. So, 302 buckaroos at the dump.
I think that's the most you've spent, like, drop there in one time. That's a hefty load.
I was a big spender
Where
today.
were the good guys? Where were they cutting you some deals?
I don't know. So that brings our total on our basement to 3,580 buckaroos.
Wow.
That we have sunk into this basement so far,
That's
and it doesn't feel like it.
No, that's a lot. We're not much of a difference.
Of course, there's a difference. I mean, this whole thing is destroyed right now. So 3,500.
Do you have a
$80.
number in your head of like how much it's going to cost?
20,000.
What does that include?
Everything.
Like, we're done. We can be in the basement.
Like TVs and stuff. I think it's going to be 20,000. That's my prediction.
I'm hoping. Okay.
What do you guys think? What do you guys?
Under. I'm hoping it's under.
Comment down below.
But that includes
a
purchase of a washer and dryer. We only have one TV in our house, so a purchase of a TV for downstairs, a couch, some kind of sleeping situation, a toilet, a vanity.
Do we need a toilet? TV before a toilet.
Yeah, for sure.
No. So that's my prediction. So that's where we're at this week. We'll see where we get to next week. I hope you guys are enjoying these. If you are, please comment down below. We really, really appreciate you.
This went super fast.
Huh?
This went super fast.
I know.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.